Conservation districts across the country use technical assistance, or TA grants, funded by an agreement between the National Association of Conservation Districts and the Natural Resources Conservation Service, or NRCS, to put boots on the ground and help people in their communities address their conservation needs. For the past few years, communities and agricultural operations, like the farm we are at today, have benefited from the TA grants the Cape Atlantic Conservation District has leveraged to support those in New Jersey's Atlantic and Cape May counties.
We started with the TA grants in 2018, and through that time we have helped to implement conservation practice on thousands of acres throughout South Jersey, over multiple counties, dozens of different conservation practices, which have ranged from some simpler practices like having forest management plans written, or cover crops, things like that, high tunnels that are generally like a 1-year contract, 1 to 5 years, a little bit more straightforward, all the way up to some more complex, longer contracts, such as was done at this farm with they're doing a silvopasture, so that's like a more complex plan, and we've done everything in between.
Riley Blankenship, an agriculture conservation specialist with the Cape Atlantic Conservation District, works side by side with NRCS to provide producers the conservation technical assistance and funding they need. For the past few years, Riley has been working alongside Fluffy Farm owners Melanie and Stan.
Hi, we're Melanie and Stan. We're first-generation farmers at Fluffy Farms in Galloway, New Jersey. We have about 26 goats, 30 chickens, 1 peacock and 2 ducks, and we produce a lot of specialty crop vegetables, sourdough bread, and hoping to do milk in the future. We had a family friend up in Connecticut who started a farm just like us, who had no prior knowledge, and the first piece of information he told us was contact your local NRCS office. So we did that, and we got in touch with Riley, and he has been such a blessing ever since. The process seemed very complicated and overwhelming, and he explained everything very clearly and basically introduced us into the system and helped us every step of the way. And from all of the grants that he was able to get us, gave us more confidence to apply for other grants and explore different ideas about farming that we didn't even know were possible.
The TA grants have allowed Riley and the Cape Atlantic Conservation District to reach more producers like Melanie and Stan.
The grant has definitely helped us to increase our outreach to new and underserved producers. That's included beginning farmers like the farm we're at today, but also urban producers, more just small scale producers that might have been overlooked in the past. And we've been able to work a lot with very new beginning farmers because of the technical assistance aspect of it.
Well, we've definitely learned a lot from
so much.
Definitely a lot of knowledge has been given. We successfully built a high tunnel, and so next spring will be first up for crops.
And winter growing.
Yeah. if we wanted to.
We were able to put a 29 by 30 high tunnel up, and currently we live in Galloway, which is considered a food desert. So what this high tunnel will allow us to do is increase our specialty crop production by 300%. Not only that, we will be able to provide vegetables in the winter time, which is very crucial because a lot of productions don't produce winter vegetables. So in another year, we're hoping to get the soil turned around and get some crops in the ground and be able to make a dent in the food desert situation with the help of this high tunnel.
The TA grants have helped the Conservation District adapt to the needs of their community, build capacity, and provide local producers with the guidance and resources they need.
The grant really became the foundation or the funding base for us to expand our capacity. Capacity building is so important when you're trying to develop, number one, a true responsiveness for your conservation programs for your constituents, but also at the same time to be able to build a staff and really build a district that has the full capacity to meet its expectations.
Something that we're looking forward to in the future is to be able to work closely with farmers through multiple years and through multiple different plans, multiple different layers of what we're going to do. So we might start with a producer that's brand new with the district and do something simple like a high tunnel or a cover crop, but then to be able to build that relationship and keep going with those farmers to keep upping the level of conservation we're able to do on the ground. So we might start it out something simple, make sure that the producer likes the program, that they work well with us, that it works well for everybody, and then from that point can build onto more complex projects, which is kind of what happened here. We started with some more simple wildlife habitat enhancements, the high tunnel, things like that, and then we're able to continue that relationship, and now we're looking at a much longer plan of establishing a long-term silvopasture.
At Fluffy Farms, Melanie and Stan are excited to move forward with their silvopasture plan and work toward their long-term conservation goals for the farm.
We also were able to be the first in the state to get a silvopasture grant for our goats, which would help us rotationally graze them and be able to produce grass-fed milk in the future. We want to farm in a way that is one with the soil rather than against Mother Nature. I find that every time we enter a conservation program and we learn about it, it ends up being less work for us in the long run, because these things help naturally support each other.
Yes, actually we were just very lazy and looking for Mother Nature to do the work.
For Riley and the Cape Atlantic Conservation District, the TA grants have helped them become the go-to for help in their community.
Hoping that the district can be known as somewhere where you can give us a call, anytime, no matter what's going on, and we'll be able, if we don't know the answer or can't, don't have that, we're happy to put you in connection with the appropriate people.
Melanie and Stan already consider Riley and the district their go-to for technical assistance with their farm, and they encourage others to do the same.
I am the queen of making people reach out. I give Riley's number to every beginning farmer I know, anybody who's starting on even a small piece of property. I give them Riley's number. I tell them to contact them. I give them the NRCS website. I email them the programs, the language that can be a barrier for first generation farmers. If you're reading it, you don't really understand, and it's very complex and high level. And Riley does a great job of explaining it in a way that you can understand and helps you navigate the process. And once you get it, you kind of figure out, okay, well, I can do this. What else is out there? Let me see how, and then you kind of get the lingo over time, which is huge for first generation farmers, because building a farm from scratch is very difficult and can be very expensive, and it's not easy. So we're very grateful that this program exists.
Yeah, I would say just contact them and see what's out there for you.
Yeah.
They might know things you don't know and be able to help you out.
In ways that you didn't even think were possible.